One of the biggest complaints I get from real estate agents is that they want to do YouTube, they want to do video, but the process is so complicated, they don't know where to begin. They're watching all these videos on YouTube with these complicated and expensive setups that they just end up not doing it. And it's not even the content they're recording, it's the process, the editing. So I want to simplify that for you today and show you my exact process that I started with and where I'm at today, so you can get started now without breaking the bank. And I guarantee you most of this stuff you already have. Plus, in this video series, I want to show you easy recording techniques, easy ways to edit your videos if you're going to edit them yourself, and if you're going to hire a VA to give you resources for that. Because if it wasn't simple for me, I would have never committed to this video process over a year ago. Even though I'm techie, I needed to literally just point, shoot, and record. And that's exactly what I do still to this day. My process is simple, so I can get out high quality video content to generate leads for all of my businesses. So if you want to learn this and grow your real estate business, keep watching. Hey everybody, it's me, Jacob Shireman, your real estate marketing expert. I have over 17 years of marketing experience specializing in web design and SEO, and I take that experience to help you grow your real estate business. So if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I release new content. And if you want to get my resources, training, courses, and coaching for free at no extra cost or split to you, take a look at partnering with me at eXp Realty inside the Agent Wolfpack. And there's a link below where you can book a one-on-one call with me to learn more. And if you're ready, let's dive into today's content. All right, so today we're going to start our first video of this video recording series on how you can get more video content out, whether it's short form, long form, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. I'm going to show you how to master it. And if you watch any of my videos, this is the exact kind of quality that you're going to get as well. Because when I started my YouTube journey over a year ago, people fought me. I've actually been doing it for over 3 years, but I would do a video here and there because I did not like the recording process. It was overly complicated. I was using a fancy setup that everybody said I needed to use because you got to have high quality, that honestly, they weren't converting as much. And it would take me 4 to 6 hours to record one YouTube video. And I'm sorry, that wasn't an income producing activity for me. And so I had other things that I needed to do. And you as a real estate agent have other things that you need to do. You need to be doing follow-up. You need to be doing lead generation, prospecting, getting out there, showing homes, doing listing appointments. So if you're wanting to do YouTube to take it to the next step, this is going to be a great video series, and you need to watch all of these videos in their entirety and watch the entire series, because this will really help you save time, especially if you're going to edit yourself. You'll save time editing. And if you're going to have a video editor, you'll save time for them editing, making your overall video less expensive. So in this first video, what we're going to talk about is the equipment. I'm going to break down all of the equipment and everything you need to be able to get your first recorded clip done. And I'm going to show you several different setups. I'm also going to show you my setup that I did, that I bought and spent very little money doing. And then I'll show you the setup that I've upgraded to a year later. So don't get bogged down into which setup you need. They're all simple. They're all easy to use to deliver high quality video. Just use what you have and get started. And the real time saver is not going to be in the equipment you're using. It's going to be in how you record your video, which we'll cover in the next video. But I want to get you the basic setup that will still deliver a high quality, a good audio quality that is sufficient enough to generate leads. Because one thing I have figured out is all of these high quality, super refined videos, especially in real estate, don't rank as well as somebody's who's just an average video. Now, if it's grainy video, horrible sound, yes, people are not going to want to watch all of the video. But if you have an average quality like this video that I have, it is more than enough, because you're proof here watching it. And all of the real estate videos that I have done have gone on to get 5,000, 4,000 views in as little as a month in the area. So I will also be doing a video on how to get the right content. But today we're going to be focusing on which video camera to use and which microphone to use. And we'll be talking about lighting as well. So let's dive in. All right. And one thing to note is every piece of equipment that I talk about today will be in my Amazon storefront. I will include in the description below my exact setup that I used today to record this video. So if you want to have that and you're a little more techie and you have the budget to spend, you can go for that. But I'm telling you, don't do it. Just use what you got. It is more than sufficient. So let's talk about video cameras. That is one of the first things that you're going to need to use. And most of you already have one, and that is your cell phone. If you have a cell phone that is not older than 3 years, you have sufficient recording. You can use the front side of your camera, which will give you decent quality. Most front-facing cameras are really good, but I recommend you use the back side, especially if you have a newer phone with the multiple cameras. It just delivers a super high quality, and it'll be better than the quality you see on my video today. Now, one great thing about using this is you don't have to buy anything else. Does have a built-in microphone. It's not going to be the best. It's going to sound like you're a little bit far away. But if you don't have money to buy a microphone, which I'll show you some cheaper options here in a second, that is okay, because with stuff like Descript and your video editors should be able to make the quality sound better. There's so many AI tools out there right now that'll make it sound like you're using an expensive microphone that can get rid of the echo, that can reduce background noise. So don't get hung up on that. And if this is all you got, just use it. You gotta have somewhere to go with your upgrading, okay? Don't feel like you have to be perfect with $1 million setup today. You can start with a free setup using the phone that you have. So if you want to use your phone, go ahead and you can just record with the software that you have that you would normally record a video. You're going to want to get a tripod to put any of your cameras on. So let's move on to tripods, and then I'll come back to what video cameras I'm using. But you could get something like a gimbal. I love this DJ, I think it's called the DJ Mobi, and I'll include that in my storefront. I like this for several reasons. It has a easier mount for your camera. The other cheaper gimbals, you have to kind of balance it yourself. This one is just a magnetic click. So if you're doing several things, let's say you're out and about shooting, doing your video tours, or here and somebody calls, you can quickly take it off because it just mounts on like this. And then it just, when you go to do your gimbal, it just kind of magnetizes like that, okay? So, and then once it magnetizes, it will auto balance. And then you have your remote controls. If you're using the app for the DJ Mobi, it will follow your face, so it will move with you. And then the other cool thing is it has an extension rod, so you can use it on your desk, set the angle, you can tilt it down, tilt it back, you can angle it with this. So this is a really great option if you're trying to record video, and it's something that you can, it's multi-purpose. You can use it as a selfie stick. You can use it to record your home video tours as well. So that would be for your tripod. You could also get a selfie stick that's about $25 on Amazon. And I use that starting out when we would do our home tours or do, kind of out and about videos before I spent, $160 on a gimbal. So there is a cheaper method if you're going to use your phone to record all of your video. I highly recommend that you buy a selfie stick with a remote. That way you're not having to get up, go push the button on your camera to stop and start. You can just have a remote and keep it in your hand. And then, as you're doing each take, you can stop and start it and keep your position. So that way, when you're using the back side of your camera and the screen is facing away from you, you know that you're always in frame. So that's what I would use for that. Now, if you're not going to use your camera, you can start out with what I started out with, which was a webcam. I used the Logitech Brio. It's a 4K webcam. I did buy this like 3 years ago, and I think I spent probably about $250. It's somewhere in the 200 range. And this is great for a couple reasons. It's a great everyday webcam. I do a lot of Zoom, so I needed to make sure I had a webcam. I did start out originally with a DSLR camera, too confusing. All of the recording to the card and then recording the audio separate, putting together. I did not like that, even though it was a better quality. I needed it to be simple so I can get my 3 videos out a week. And this was the only way I could do that. So I started off with the webcam, like I said, the Logitech Brio. Now there are some better webcams out there right now. There is it's called it's a C1 camera, and I just lost the name of it in my head. I'll put it in the description below, but it is only good for a Mac right now for the software because it'll do the blurred background. It does color enhancing. It's really great. It looks like a DSLR camera. Now, the one that they have out for Windows for that brand is called the Tadpole. So you want to get that. It's a little pocket one, so you can take it anywhere with you. And it has a high definition 4K will deliver great video. So one of the easiest ways to get started would be with a webcam, because it can just stay on your computer. You can put it on your desk background like I'm doing right now, even though I've upgraded now to a DSLR, which we'll talk about in a second. But before, I would just have my webcam. I would open my recording software, which we'll talk about in a second, and I would just turn it on and I'm ready to go. So that's another option. This is probably my recommended option, even over your phone, is use a good quality webcam. Don't use the one that came with your computer. One is you're gonna have a hard time angling it to the right position. This one, you can raise it up and down, you can angle it. It's got a tilt built in, so you can get the right angle for you as well. And these are usually higher quality than what's in your laptop or whatever camera. So an external webcam would be the next choice. Now, the last thing I'll talk about with a camera is you can use a DSLR camera, especially if you're using the Canons. I know there's so many people out there using those Sonys that are like $1,200, all of that. I started out, and after I went to my webcam, I just went to a DSLR camera that I had because I found a software that would turn my DSLR into a webcam that would stream to my computer in the recording software. So I just kept that up. So it was a little bit better quality. It did the blurred background. Like the Logitech Brio won't blur your background, but the new C1 camera and the Tadpole would do that as well. And so if you're going to use DSLR, you don't have to break the bank. Any newer one will work. Just make sure it has a good video quality. And if you're going to invest in a DSLR, just make sure you get one that can record 4K. So that way you're able to do that. I like the Canons just because I'm used to them, and the software that can turn them in to stream to your computer, I like, because again, I can use this as a webcam if I really want high def. So the exact model that I use right now is the Canon EOS, and it is the R50. So that's the one I use. It's about a $650 camera. With the lens, you can buy refurbished ones for even cheaper. And especially if you get them somewhere on Amazon, they're certified, they've been tested, and it's a great way to get a high quality. But if you're just starting out, want to keep it simple, my number one recommendation would be a webcam, because it's easier to set up than your phone. It's already on your computer. You could just point and shoot. And then when you're out and about, you could use your phone. So those are the cameras that I would recommend you start using. All right, so the next thing that you're gonna need is a microphone. So let's start with the cell phone. So if you're gonna use your cell phone, you can use your cell phone's built-in microphone, but again, you're gonna have kind of an echo, especially if you're outside, you're gonna get a lot more wind and things like that. So what I recommend, super inexpensive, everybody should be able to afford this. If you can't, just give up coffee for a week and you'll be fine. So it comes in this little case, and they're little lapel mics, okay? I bought a 2-pack. It was like $32. There's some even cheaper. I wanted it just in case we were out and about and I was interviewing, maybe the new construction, their sales specialist. I could record somebody else as well. It comes with a little transmitter that plugs into your phone. And this is great because it's not built on Bluetooth, so it doesn't occupy that. Bluetooth usually has a delay when you do videos. If you've ever watched a YouTube video in your car or something, and it's playing through Bluetooth, there's always a delay between the sound that's coming out. You can see people's lips with a delayed, and that's why. But this will be synced up perfectly with your video. There's no software to install. You literally just plug it in, turn your microphones on, and you're good to go. And so I got 2 mics. It's really decent quality, especially if it's here. You can clip it on, and you'll see these a lot, and it comes with its charging case as well. Great option. Even some computers, you can use this in. You can use these in your tablets. Whatever you're using to record, this is a great option. Super affordable, and you won't be missing out on quality. And plus, you can use it with different devices. Believe it or not, this webcam has a really great mic, especially if the screen is not too far from you. So you could use something like that. And again, it can always be fixed in the editing as long as the audio is not too low. You can do that as well. And then if you're going to use your webcam or your DSLR on your computer, you can get a great USB mic. So there's some that are very inexpensive. I'll put some, $50, $100 to up to, $300 options that you can use. What I did is when I got my webcam and my microphone, I spent about $500 as all of the budget I had. And I know for some people that's a lot of money, but I knew this was an investment and I wanted to step it up as well. So what I end up buying is the SHURE MV7 microphone. Now this is great because I liked it because it has several things that I like. You see here, this is so you can plug it up like to a standard, mixer or soundboard with that cable. But if you don't want to do that and have a mixing board, you can plug it directly into the USB on your computer. And then it also had a headphone port. So when you're doing your podcast and you have other people talking, you don't want that feedback. You can put headphones on it and it would play directly through here. Has great software. Plus, this actually plugs into your phone as well. There's an app and it gives you even better quality sound. So if you're going to use your phone for recording, but you want a great microphone to look like that podcast setup, go for it. You can get something like this for $250. The microphone I'm using today was $99. This is the Rode microphone. This is a really popular podcast microphone right now. I got this because with the podcast we're doing, we're going to have multiple. So I have this plugging into a Focusrite soundboard, which I'll include. I don't want to get into that because I don't want to complicate things for you. But because you see it uses the standard microphone plug-in. I'm not even techie to know the name for it. So, but this plugin powers the microphone. So you have to have a source that can turn that into your computer. So what I have is a Focusrite that plugs in 2 microphones. I like it because you can sync the Bluetooth with your phone and play sounds through it as well, and has a guest that you can control dynamically right there if I need the sound to go up. So that's it. But if you're just getting started out, I want to keep this simple. You can just get a USB microphone to do that. The Rhodes does have a USB version. It's all black. So the silver part would be black. It is a USB, but it goes from $99 to $199, I think right now. And it's just because it has the extra USB function on it as well. So you can go, like I said, pretty inexpensive. You just want to make sure that the microphone you're using, some USB mics that are on the more less expensive side, you really do need to be right up on the microphone and kind of have it right here. So if that's not a possibility, then you might have to spend a little bit more money or just use one of these options. But to me, this is where you spend your money, not on your video camera, but on your audio, because the audio, if it's hard to hear and they've got the volume all the way up. I hate listening to a podcast and I cannot hear what they're saying because they're not close enough to their microphone. It makes me not want to listen. So if you want to increase the watch time, then have good audio. It'll just make the world of difference. So I'll put a couple options in there, but this is an easy microphone setup. Just look for USB audio if you're going to be recording with your computer. And on top of it, like I said, it can go into your microphone. So these are the microphones that I recommend that I have experience using. And then I'll put a couple other options in my Amazon storefront as well. And as we continue, go ahead and drop a comment below with where you're struggling with recording your YouTube videos. I would love to see if there's something else that maybe I'm missing. So go ahead and drop down below what you're struggling with, and I would love to help you with that as well. So let's continue on and talk about lighting. This is where it could get very complicated. There's all these lighting techniques. There's so many videos out there. So I would just leave you to that. If you watch some of my videos, you've seen me bright looking like a ghost. You've seen some that are darker, and even changing backgrounds. So you just kind of have to play with it a little bit. I have a small LED light on top of my camera right now, and I have a ring light to the side of me. I probably should have a ring light on this side as well. But again, I like to keep things simple, and I don't want all these lightings and things setting up. So I want something that I can easily, on the day of setup that I'm going to batch record, which we'll talk about in the next video, I want to make sure that I'm able to do that. So a lot of times just a ring light, a lot of phones can mount inside the circle of a ring light, which is perfect. If you're wearing glasses, I recommend that you put your lights exactly to the side of you outside of frame, because they won't reflect off of you, and then just have a good light maybe shining above you, but it won't hit your lights as well. And everybody tries to do, the mood lighting in the background. To me, people just want here for the high value. You can upgrade to that method later. That's what we're working on now. That's why you see a different background. We're trying to change up our studio and just have something in place that I just literally with a remote turn everything on. It's there, but that's something you work towards. So all you need is a simple light. So whether it's one of the little square lights that I like, you can do a ring light, you can do I forget what they call it, umbrella lighting, a boom lighting, whatever you want. Just figure out something that works for you. Just make sure that you're not overly lit or it's too dark. Just regular, comfortable lighting, because every screen is different. So you don't want to go too bright or too dark, because some screens and a lot of these phones, and nowadays if somebody's watching your video from mobile, it automatically turns down the brightness. So you don't want it to be too dark, just reasonably lit, and you'll know. And your cameras, your phone, your webcams, if you do any of the ones that I recommended, they're auto gonna balance for lighting. So you should be okay. So a ring light, one of the square LED lights, or you can get one of the studio lightings. They're all inexpensive. I'll include those in my storefront. I'm gonna have a whole recording storefront, everything you need to record a video, and you can go find out what works for you on there as well. All right, so now I wanna just summarize what we talked about. Again, I don't want this to be overly complicated. I want you to get started, especially within your budget, and just start recording and making the process simple. In our next video, we're going to cover the recording and kind of how you brainstorm your content and how to record it efficiently. So watch out for that video. But I want to recap what we talked about. So one of the easiest ways I would recommend to get started, and this would be your package, would be cell phone, this lapel microphone that's wireless, and then a simple ring light would be sufficient. Okay, very inexpensive. You've already got this, and this is 30 bucks. Ring light you can get for $30, $40. So you're talking under $75 to get started. Okay, you can record directly to your phone, and then you make sure you get a stand, right? Another 25. So again, under $100 setup. But whatever you do, make sure you get a remote so you can, hit the button to record. And then stop the recording so you don't have to get up and change your position as well. So that's setup number one. Setup number two would be a webcam and some type of USB mic, and that could include this mic as well. So webcam, USB mics, that means we're going to record on our computer, leave our webcam set up at all times because we're going to use those for all of our Zoom meetings with our clients as well. And that would be an easy setup as well. You can also do the regular microphone with the Focusrite. I use the Vocaster too, but you don't have to do that. Okay, we'll talk about that in a later time, but just get a simple setup. The third setup you can do is some type of DSLR camera. Just make sure that it can stream into your camera. You also don't have to stream it. You can, with my phone, I can control my DSLR camera from record to stop, but you can plug microphones into the camera as well. And you can put an SD card in there, record to that, and then turn that over to your video editor, or record, which we'll talk about in the next video. You could record the audio, you can record the video, and then you do a little clap, to make sure everything's synced. But I would do just a DSLR camera that you can connect to your computer and record into it with the software we'll talk about, because I use OBS Studio. You could use Vimeo, Loom, all of those things as well. Okay, but just pair it with a microphone as well, and then that will get you started. That's probably a little more advanced setup. Your easiest would probably be the webcam and USB, and then your camera and microphone lapel, and then your DSLR would be the next setups. All right, so I hope you found that information helpful. Again, I don't want to overcomplicate that. I know we went over a lot. Just if you don't know where to start, just start with your cell phone and a $30 lapel mic and a ring light. You will be just fine. Get you a remote, you're good to go. If you have any questions about what we went over, drop those down in the comments below. I just want you to get started recording video. I've done videos on an easy city script to use. I'll drop the link for the city script below if you're ready to start recording today. But in the next video, we're gonna talk about the recording method, softwares, and how you can get easy clips to record without any editing. And this is the exact method that I use. So stay tuned for that video. And again, if you want to get more training and coaching like this, all of my resources and courses, take a look at partnering with me at eXp Realty inside the Agent Wolfpack. Whether you are an agent, a team leader, or a broker, we can help you take your real estate business to the next level. So book that one-on-one call with me. It's not pushy. I'll show you the numbers and what your business would look like here at eXp inside of our group as well, inside of the Wolfpack. Also, if you want to see content like this, you know what to do. Subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.